I am getting every Uncharted Platinum, starting with the first one, Uncharted Drake's Fortune. The game is a 5 out of 10 difficulty, taking around 15 hours to complete. Let me tell you that it was in fact not a 5 out of 10. This game was hard. There's a total of 46 trophies. We need to finish the game on the hardest difficulty, find all of the treasures, some speedrun trophies, and a bunch of combat-related trophies. Step 1 is to play the game on crushing difficulty, trying to get as many treasures as possible. We start the game discovering the coffin of Sir Francis Drake, apparently the ancestor of Nathan Drake, the dude we play as. We open the coffin and there is nothing in there except for a notebook with the directions to El Dorado, the lost city of gold. We get attacked by some pirates and our friend Sully comes to the rescue. This game feels so wonky because I have been playing a lot of newer games lately. This is also my least favorite game on the franchise, and with how hard this difficulty is, I will be pretty miserable. We leave Elena, the camera girl that came with us to Panama, behind and head to El Dorado with Sully. We make it to a jungle and here I find a treasure, getting my first trophy. We continue through some ruins, pushing this big rock into a hole and going to an underground area. After solving some puzzles and almost dying, and actually dying a few times, we make it to the place where the gold statue used to be. We follow its trails, but find this huge German ship right outside. I have no idea where this plot is going, even though I have played this game before, but I do have memories of the plot for the Uncharted games being completely insane. I also keep walking off cliffs because for some reason there is nothing stopping you. It's also crazy how used I've gotten to great graphics, because I remember when I first played this, I thought it looked incredible, but now it looks pretty bad. We find the missing page of the diary in the German boat, but some random British dude that Sully owes money to is waiting for us outside. Sully gets shot, we run away, and then Elena randomly shows up and punches us. Now she's our new NPC. R.I.P. Sully, I suppose. We have to kill a bunch of people here as we try to escape. And I got a trophy for killing 5 enemies in a row with headshots.
Good at this.
Soon after, like literally 2 kills later, I got a trophy for getting 20 headshots. Guess my aim is insane. It's probably because I died like 10 times here and kept killing the same 2 guys over and over again. We escape on a jeep with Elena and head to the lost treasure. They shoot our plane down and we have to jump off with this really old broken parachute, but we make it. Now we are alone again. Elena nowhere to be found. I got a trophy for getting 10 of the treasures here. This is where the difficulty of the game really started to show. We have to fight a bunch of dudes in these ruins, and I have died like 100 times already, no joke. I got a few of the combat trophies here because I kept dying, one for killing 5 people with a brutal combo, and one for killing 50 enemies with a pistol. I died so much, Nathan just sacrificed himself. On the exact same segment, I got 2 other trophies. One for killing 100 enemies with headshots, and another one for killing 20 enemies while hanging. This part of the game was already so damn hard, my mind can't even comprehend how this game can get any harder. One cool thing about this game is that it tells you how many times you reloaded the save, aka how many times we died, so I'll be checking that often. I died around 30 times in this area before I finally got a new checkpoint. A lot less than I thought it was. We make it to the plane crash and grab our map before seeing that Elena landed on a fortress around this area and she's probably in danger. On the way to the fortress, I got a trophy for killing 3 people with the same grenade from my grenade launcher.
Oh, yeah.
I finally made it to the fortress after dying a total of 41 times. Once here, I got a trophy for getting 50 kills with the AK. Once I cleared the courtyard, which by the way was the first enemy encounter I have not died in, yay me, I got a trophy for finding the strange relic. And then also got yet another trophy for finding 20 treasures. As you can probably tell, there is a trend with trophies in this game. They're all combat or they're all treasure related to this point. We go around the fortress and find Drake's tower. There was some stuff inside, not sure what it meant. Anyways, after a lot of deaths and enemy encounters, I got a trophy for getting 250 headshots. Soon after, we find Elena, but trying to save her, we end up in a prison cell. This leader dude comes talk to us, and apparently we know him from the past. Elena frees us from the prison, and we get in a car driving away. After a chasing sequence, we arrive at this new island. So far, most of the newer sections have been way easier than the jungle in Chapter 4, so I was breezing through this part, only dying once or twice on each section. Elena's camera somehow still works, and she wants us to stay to find the treasure, but Drake wants to leave already. We then get on a jet ski to move to another island. The controls of the jet ski were so wonky. You could barely turn and had to kill people while on it, so this part took me a while. We finally make it to the land, but it does not last long. Like 10 minutes later and boom, I'm on the jet ski again. We have to go open a door for Elena, but on the way there we have to fight millions of enemies. Seriously, where do all these people spawn from? Somewhere around this area, I got a trophy for getting 20 kills with the West 44. I also got a trophy for killing 30 people with grenades. We reunite with Elena and find another clue to the statue. She plays with Nathan's ring and we move on. We fight a few enemies and I find another treasure which gives me a trophy for finding 30 of them. Our reunion with Elena did not last long. We leave to get the boat and she very suspiciously stays behind. We fight another million people on our way to this boat. Seriously, where are they spawning from? Elena finds us again right next to the boat and shows us that Sully is still alive. So, instead of taking the boat and leaving, we are staying behind and rescuing him or finding out if he backstabbed us. Elena almost falls off a bridge and drops her camera. There goes her whole documentary. We have to get on the jet ski again. I swear it is my biggest nightmare. Died a bunch of times in this section. Right now I'm sitting at 139 deaths. Not the worst, I guess. Okay, so I knew things were going to get weird. We see this dude in a trap made by God knows what, with scraps from our plane. We also see a very weirdly shaped footprint. There's a lot of just climbing in this game. It's an Uncharted game, so that's to be expected. But again, this is the worst out of the 4, so the climbing is still pretty Yankee. We made it to this huge courtyard with a bunch of snipers, but I'm low-key getting really good at this game and clear them pretty easily. We head inside the library and find Sully with some of the bad guys. It seems like he's not giving them all of the information and just acting oblivious. The bad guys see us and we have to fight more people once again. We kill them all and now we can finally talk to Sully. Nathan is mad at Sully and we have a fight. He shows us how he survived and told us he was just waiting for us to rescue him. Now we are ready to actually get the treasure and head home. In here I got a treasure giving me a trophy for finding 40 treasures. 20 more. We find a secret passage and tell Elena and Sully to hang back so that we can check it out. We overhear the boss dude talking and one of them was talking about how Drake is not the only one killing them, but that the island is also cursed. I got another trophy here for getting 50 treasures. Making our way to the cemetery, we reunite with Elena and Sully. We lose Sully again and keep moving on with Elena. After hella fights, we find the corpse of Drake himself. Apparently he never made it to the treasure, so now Nate is all sad that his idol isn't great. Elena goes get a ladder and the leader guy shows up, but we have a bigger issue. There are these weird monsters attacking us. We have to fight them off, and I got 2 combat trophies here. One for killing 50 enemies with the Moss 12, and another one for killing 50 enemies with the 92 FS. The leader dies, and now I have to fight them alone. I got another trophy here for killing 20 enemies by shooting from the hip, basically not aiming. Elena finally saves us, and we manage to escape, but we end up in like a Nazi bunker. We have to go turn on the power, leaving Elena behind again. This game literally became a horror game. We have to fight a million of these monsters, and then figure out what happened to Drake and all about the course from El Dorado. Like I said, this part of the game became a horror game, not just because we had to fight the monsters, but the ambience completely changed too. We turn on the power and head back to Elena, but she got caught up by the bad guys, of course. We have to fight a lot of enemies here, both humans and creatures. I got another 2 combat trophies here. One for killing 30 enemies with the MP40, a submachine gun, and one for killing 30 enemies with the Dragon Sniper. We go find Sully, fight some more guys, and finally find El Dorado. Well, the boss guy did. He opened the thing, I don't know what it is, and inhaled some fumes that made him go crazy, basically turning him into one of the monsters. The guy he hired, the other boss, killed him. Now he is taking El Dorado outside of the island, which is what we're trying to avoid now that we know it is cursed. We try to stop the dude who low-key also took Elena for some reason. This is the last part of the game and god was it hard. I died a million times here, once again, but managed to do it. After we kill the boss, the game ends and I got all the difficulty trophies.
Nate!
We sink the bad guy to the bottom of the ocean with El Dorado, save Elena, and Sully comes to us with a bunch of gold and a boat. And that's game. Amazing game, I forgot how fun Uncharted games are. But we are not done with this one now. I need to get the last 2 treasures, a bunch of combat trophies I missed, and the speedrun trophies. I died a total of 218 times on this playthrough, which is honestly a lot, but not as much as I thought I'd die. I started with the treasures since I only had 2 left. One of them was at the start of chapter 10, so that one was really easy to get, but the other one was in the middle of a huge fight on chapter 15. However, it is fine because I can just set the difficulty to easy. I got a trophy here for killing 50 enemies with the M4, and also for exploring the photo mode since I wanted to get that out of the way. Once I killed everyone, I grabbed the treasure, granting me the trophy for collecting all treasures and the strange relic. I decided to do the speedrun trophies first. There are 3 chapters you need to speedrun, 5, 12, and 16. Chapter 5 is simple enough. It's where you have to climb the fortress. I actually glitched through the wall here because I didn't feel like doing the first fight. There are actually many chapters in the game where you can do this to make your playthroughs easier for the crush in difficulty, but I did not use it for my actual playthrough, mainly because I needed to get the treasures. I don't really think it's a big deal if people do it because, hey, it's in the game. In here, I got a trophy for killing 5 enemies with a punch after weakening them with gunfire. We had to complete this chapter in 10 minutes, and I got it in 7-ish. The next chapter was 12. I hate this chapter, it's my least favorite. This is a chapter where you are on the jet ski. You have to complete the chapter in 5 minutes, which was easy enough. The last one is chapter 15. You have to complete this one in 7 minutes. This chapter is a huge puzzle and then a bit of fighting, so as long as you know the puzzle, you can finish it. I finished it in like 6 minutes and 40 seconds. The next trophy I tried going for was killing 5 enemies in a row with a brutal combo. On the way to this, I got the trophy for killing 20 people with a brutal combo. I couldn't get the timing on this right, it was very frustrating. There is this one part in chapter 1 where they teach you how to brutal combo on an enemy, so you have a guaranteed brutal combo kill there, and I just restarted the encounter here 5 times to get the trophy.
It's gonna hurt in the morning.
Then I wanted to get the trophy for killing 3 people with 1 explosion 5 times. There is this part in chapter 5 where you can just restart the encounter a few times and get it by destroying a barrel. On my way to the segment, I got the trophy for getting 50 kills with the micro 9mm. After a few tries, I got the trophy.
I love these barrels.
The next trophy I did was for killing 10 enemies with grenades while hanging. I swear these combat trophies are so random. This was really easy though. For some reason you have to kill 50 enemies from behind, which is an insane amount considering there are not many places to do this. I got this by going to a specific part where 2 enemies start walking away from you so you can farm them for this trophy. After that I had to get what I consider the hardest trophy, well apart from finishing the game in crushing. For this one you have to kill 10 enemies in a row with a single punch after weakening them with gunfire. The issue with this trophy is that restarting encounters does not work, so you either get all 10 in a row for real, or you save file and load that. I just got them all in a row because I did not feel like doing all of that, but it worked out just fine. It took me a lot longer than I wanted it to though. I loaded into chapter 13 to get another weapon specific trophy, killing 20 enemies with the Desert 5. Very few kills required for this one, thank god. The only reason I hadn't done this on my playthrough is because the weapon is pretty rare and has few bullets. Then I did my final 2 trophies, killing 30 enemies with the M79 and defeating 75 enemies without dying. I loaded in chapter 15 where Elena lowers a rope and we have to get on it to escape all the monsters. If you don't get on the rope, the monsters basically infinitely spawn. I used cheats to get the weapon, to get the 30 kills, and then also enabled the cheat that allows you to one-shot enemies, so I just run around with my pistol killing 75 of these monsters in a row. And with that, I got the platinum. Uncharted 1 done. There is DLC, and like I always say, and never do, I'll probably go back to it. Potentially when I do all of the Uncharted games. I love the series, but I wanted all of it, so I had to get through this game, which is by far the worst Uncharted. Next up is my favorite, so I'm really looking forward to that.